up, and the defending champion, the record setter for oldest majors champion ever, at 51 years old, Phil Mickelson will not be defending his championship. It is the first time that this has happened where it was done voluntarily. Right. Tiger Woods could not defend when his leg broke. Payne Stewart couldn't defend because he passed away in a plane crash. So it's been done in the past, but not by the will of the player. And Phil Mickelson obviously has having some issues with the PGA and the PGA Tour. And so it got me thinking about, is this unprecedented? Has this never been done in golf? Where we're sitting in a situation where, you know, a player is not happy with what's happening and is doing what he can to make it known and ruffle some feathers. And that's not a popular thing. Obviously, these are people that pay your paychecks and get you all this money. And so I went looking, and this is not unprecedented. This has been done by two bigger names than Phil Mickelson. In fact, in the 60s, Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer were both involved in a situation with the PGA.
Yeah, it's crazy. And if you're ready for a history lesson, we've got a history lesson for you on the PGA and the PGA Tour. Now, what's interesting to me is how common this seems to be across all professional sports, and how, to me, it's always those making the rules and those that have to follow the rules. Obviously, you could go to the whole sociological aspect of the innate rebel that's within all of us is a thing. But then when you look deeper into these situations and you look at what the players are actually dealing with, we've talked about it a lot with the MLB lockout on prior shows of Straight Shooting, but it's hard not to side with the players in situations like this. And we go back to what you were talking about, right, in the 1960s. So it all came to a head in the 60s, but prior to that, let's back up, right. Into the 1930s, where you have the PGA of America, which had been established since 1916, that's made up of all these golf pros, right? These club pros that we've seen them. Some of them get to compete in the PGA Championship, and we hear stories about the local golf pro. That's who we're talking about in this situation. Matt, what happens in the northern states when it's winter? It does.
No, and it does. Cold, and you can't.
No, you cannot. Or if you try, it's not going to go well. So in the earlier part of the 1900s, these PGA professionals, these club pros, would travel down to the southern states where it's warm.
Where it's warm and sunny.
Compete in tournaments, maybe win a little extra money. All of those types of things. The problem is the money just was not there for it to be a massive payday. Not like we know today.
Correct.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah.